welcome to the ultimate cozy fall reset. In today's episode, Morgan will be showing us her incredibly unique, unlike anything you've ever seen before, fall reset process. There will be pumpkins, there will be rusty red things, there will be autumnally spiced foods, cozy books, and in a shocking twist, there will be a candle. So join Morgan for this one-of-a-kind experience because you made it through the hot, sweaty summer and you deserve a satisfying reset, which will begin, like all good resets, with a high five.
High five. That was bad, I missed. Try it again. High five. Much better. So in my last video, we deep cleaned and organized my house to recover from summer, and now we've got a nice blank slate to zhuzh up for fall. So here's my plan for the next couple days. I'm gonna get out all the fall decor that I have. We're gonna go thrifting for a few decor items that I have in mind. We're gonna do a little clothes thrifting as well for a few things I have on my wish list. We're gonna stop by the library to get some fall books. We're gonna give some thought to our fall routines and habits. We're gonna bake a fun fall treat. I'm not gonna tell you what it is yet because suspense. And we're gonna eat that fun fall treat while we do a bit of scrapbooking to memorialize our summer memories, and I'm gonna write my summer letter to myself. All right, so we're gonna start by going to get our fall decorations out of their resting place. Last year, I made this video called The Ultimate Fall Reset Guide, and in the beginning of it, I was in this storage room. Except for instead of being in here with a key, I was in here with bolt cutters because my boyfriend David dropped our storage locker key down the elevator shaft. So we could either pay like $300-ish to get it out, or we could spend 50 bucks on a new lock and some bolt cutters. So we chose the latter. And you guys watched me break into my own storage locker, and to be honest, it might be the best $50 I ever spent because we bonded a lot. To this day, that is still one of my best performing videos, and based on how many comments there are about my lock cutting endeavor, I think that's a big reason why. So if you're joining me from that video today, welcome. Unfortunately, we did not drop our keys down the elevator shaft this year, so this is going to be a little anticlimactic. Apologies. I am so freaking excited to decorate for fall this year, and I do not say that every year. Okay, the reason I'm particularly excited this year is because we repainted our living room at the beginning of this year, and we got a new couch, and I just feel like the new color palette is super well suited for fall. Not that the aggressively navy blue wall wasn't, but the new backdrop is a little more versatile. So I'm putting up all my decorations from years past. I actually have these leaf mosaics that I made and I love, but I decorated a little too close to the sun and I don't have anywhere to put them now because there's a mirror on the wall where they used to go. But I wanted you guys to see them because I think they're really cool, and I'll put a link in the description to the video tutorial I made on how to make them. Per usual, I'm also going to update some of my photos around the house to be more fallish, and I'm going to switch up my record display for the season. I don't really want to cover up my new Sabrina album yet because I just got it, but it is very springy. It's beautiful, but it's not really giving fall. I feel like I should probably replace it with folklore. That's much more fall, right? But like, look how pretty. You know, I've ordered Taylor's new album. I got the last final variant that she released, the like burnt reddish looking one. I really liked the color palette of it. I felt like it really went with my living room, which I know that's exactly what Taylor was thinking when she made it. She's like, this will go excellently in my good friend Morgan's living room. But then on top of that, it's also a very good fall color, so that's definitely gonna go up here when it comes in. I feel like I need more orange up there. How does that look? Or do we do... Is that too much black and white in the middle? It's a lot of Taylor just looking this way. Should we do Tortured Poets instead of folklore? No, I like that this is not a close-up of her. Okay, sorry, Tortured Poets. I think that's good. I think that's good for now. All right, so the decor is up, but there are a few things I have in mind that I would like to add to my fall decoration collection, so I'm gonna go do a little thrifting. I'm a strong believer that you do not need to go to Target or Home Goods or hold on, Goose wants to go outside. Go look over your territory. I'm a strong believer that you don't need to go to Target or Home Goods to get cozy home decor. I know for some people that's ultimately the easier, more accessible way to go, especially if you only need like one or two specific things, and I don't really see anything wrong with getting one or two specific things. It's the whole culture that I think is just generally unnecessary. So if you have some time to look at some thrift stores near you and you have an afternoon to look for treasures, hold on, now Goose wants to come back in. Come on in, buddy. He can tell I'm getting ready to go somewhere, and when he knows that, he starts to ask to go out on the balcony and then come back in because he knows that'll keep me here if he just keeps going out and in, out and in. So that's what he's doing right now. That's his scheme. Anyways, if you have time to look up some thrift stores near you, if you have an afternoon to go look for treasures, I highly recommend doing that because there's already so much stuff out there. But okay, so my thrift list. On my list today, I've got some tea towels. I would love to maybe find some fallish tea towels, some fallish mugs. Doesn't necessarily have to be like a pumpkin on it, but it just in fall colors, you know what I mean? Because most of my mugs right now are very springy. I'm gonna keep my eye out for some fake flowers or foliage. I'm also gonna be on the lookout for some fallish vases. And then I also wanna look for a few clothing items. I've been on the lookout for a little black dress because there's been many instances in the past year where I felt like I could use a little black dress. And I have a black top and a black skirt that I kind of finagle into being a black dress. However, they are two different blacks. And if I don't have a jacket on, it's pretty obvious that I'm lying about wearing a black dress. So I would like an actual little black dress. Also gonna keep my eye out for some waist length jackets for the fall/winter. I have a lot of long ones, but I would like a shorter one for just like more casual days. Also looking for a navy blue sweater and or some sort of pattern sweater because I have a lot of solid colored sweaters. And then finally I want to stop by this little shop that I know of in Lincoln Park for a candle. Because I haven't bought a new candle since springtime. I would really like a cozy one and I like to try to buy them from like local Chicago businesses. So they're kind of expensive usually, but I'm fully prepared to spend like $30 on a candle today. So that's the mission we're going on. There is actually so much goose poop around me right now. I had to very strategically set my bags down to avoid infecting them with feces. Decided to take a little break because it's a beautiful freaking day out. Found a little spot in the park. I think the mission is going well so far. I found this book at the thrift store. It has the word witch in it, so that felt appropriate for the season. I looked this up on Goodreads and it had a 4 out of 5, so that's pretty much as far as I got. Also, there's a note in it. Maddie, this book was for you. Anyways, this book is about 16-year-old Samantha Mather, recently transplanted from New York City to Salem, Massachusetts. She deals with a ghost. She's a descendant of one of the men responsible for the Salem witch trials. She's at the center of a centuries-old curse. Sounds spooky, sounds fallish. I'm gonna get some more books at the library too, but I like to get some at the thrift because I like to have an actual book collection and I like to have books that I can trade with my friends. So, okay, I got these candles at Four-Sided. This one is Wild Fig and Cedar. Cute. And then this one, I actually don't know what scent this one is. Yeah, I don't know it, but it smells good. And it comes in a really cute little container. See, my thing about candles is if I'm gonna spend a lot, I want them to come in really cute containers that I can reuse. There were some other candles there that I thought smelled better, but they just came in regular jars and I think that's kind of boring. And then my other requirement for candles is the container is translucent because then you can see the light through the container. There was this one at the store that was super cute, the container itself that is. However, it was opaque. So when burning the candle, you wouldn't be able to really see the candle. And to me, the scent of the candle is just as important as like being able to see the warm glowy light. So anyways, that's why I went with these two. And this one I really like the scent of. I like the scent of both of them, but this one is especially fallish. This one's kind of on the cusp of like fall and winter, but I figured it would work for kind of end of fall and then it could go into winter, and it's a big one, so it'll probably last a while. So I thought that was a better investment than getting a very fall scented one in a container that I didn't really like that much. You know what I mean? That's how I justified it in my mind. Okay, and then finally I got this thing. Hey, you can see yourself. This is not really relevant to fall. This is pretty much relevant to all seasons, but I've been wanting something that we can put our mail in by the front door. So as you can see here, this would be great for mail. Bonus, comes with a mirror so that I can look at myself and I can stare myself down in the eyes knowing that I will ignore the mail for the next several weeks. They had another one there that was black, which would actually match our entryway better. It was just like a little wire situation, but I thought this looked sturdier, and even though I don't really think it'll go on our entryway now, this kind of goes with the aesthetic that I envision our entryway having if and when we move to a new home. So I thought it was a better investment to purchase this. So, okay, I'm gonna eat a little lunch. I did in fact pack myself a sandwich on this thrifting trip because I know that I tend to get hangry when I'm thrifting. So I've got a little almond butter sandwich to hold me over. I've got one more thrift store I want to go to. I saved this one for last because usually I have the best luck there, and I think I may have to take an Uber home if I end up finding too many things. So fingers crossed that we have some good luck there. If you're in Chicago, it's the Salvation Army on Clybourne. It's super organized, easy to find things. They have a lot of stuff. But yeah, for now I'm gonna eat this sandwich, enjoy a little break, enjoy looking at the lake, maybe start reading this book. Probably not actually, because I kind of need to get a move on, but we'll resume shortly. So I found a few viable clothing options to try at our fourth and final stop, but they were just fine, and I want to feel excited about anything I'm gonna add to my closet, otherwise I know I won't wear it. So all I got was this sweatshirt because I love the color and I thought it'd be great for walking goose during the fall. Honestly, I was surprised by how bare the shelves were. Usually they're overflowing, but I don't know, perhaps that's good. Maybe people have less unnecessary stuff to get rid of, or maybe I just came on a bad day. Probably the latter. But I did walk away with a few good finds, including this Christmas candle holder. Not on my list, but it was adorable and the perfect color scheme for my apartment. And then I did find some mugs, but I didn't get the orange one because I thought it was too springy, and then I didn't get the red one because it wasn't dishwasher safe, and I know that I am too lazy to hand wash it. So I was literally so gassed when I got back from thrifting the other day that I did not have the energy to do a thrift haul. So welcome to a new day, we're doing it now. Also, haul is like kind of an exaggeration. I didn't actually get that much. I got these two little containers. You can see they've got a nice brown gradient to them, very fall, very autumnal. So I think those will be nice for putting some flowers in. And then speaking of flowers, I did find some fake foliage. I got these kind of maroonish flowers and then these more red ones. And I thought these could be good for fall or winter. So I love anything that will span multiple seasons. And then I got these kitchen towels. They're like a tannish pinkish color and they've got brown and white stripes. I'm not sure how clear it's showing up on the camera, but it's a subtle fall. It's not in your face fall, it's just nice and subtle, and that's how I like my fall decor. I'm not a huge like ghost, goblins, witches sort of person. Like a little pumpkin here and there, love it. A big sign that says boo, don't love it. And then I got this mug. It's extremely basic, but I think it'll be a nice accent for my little mug collection over there, and it goes well with the tea towels. I feel like I might need one more autumnal mug, something with a pattern to it, but so we'll keep an eye out for that, but that's the start. And then I also got this little vase. It's kind of got like a grayish brownish tint to it. And then you guys of course already saw the candles. I'm very excited to put those out. And then I also got a couple Christmas things that I'll show you. I got this mug for my Christmas mug collection. And then I also got this cute little lantern that I'm so excited about. Look at how cute it is. Okay, so that's what I got. The apartment is starting to feel very cozy. Next up, I'm gonna go to the library. I have found a few autumnal books that I would like to read. I'll link down below the YouTube video I watched and the Instagram post that I saved that had the recommendations. And I have checked my local library online and they have 2 of the books in stock, which is pretty good because my local library doesn't have much, to be honest, or at least the one that's closest to me. There's a much bigger library in Chicago that I could take a train to. It's actually not that far away. It's like a 10-minute train ride. That library is really big. It has a lot of books, but for convenience sake, I typically just go to the one that is within walking distance of me. So let's go take a little library trip. I'm not really sure why I'm doing the British accent a lot in this video. It's just coming out. Recently, David and I have been watching nature documentaries to fall asleep, so maybe it's like subconsciously entering my brain that way. So sorry if you hate it. It's not gonna stop anytime soon. We freaking scored, you guys. I went to the library for 2 books. I came back with 6. That's the definition of a good day if you like books. If you don't like books, that's bad news actually. These are the two books I went there for. No, that's a lie. These are the two books I went there for. This one was on Carter Sullivan's roundup of books for fall. It's basically about this woman who's cursed, and it takes place in New York City in the 60s. And then this one, it's basically a mystery and a ghost story, and it takes place at this motel. And you see why I'm not a book YouTuber? Because that's the extent of my description. Okay, and then I got another book by this author called An Inquiry into Love and Death. It also sounds like another ghosty kind of story. So I thought that would be good for spooky season. And then I got this book by Jodi Picoult. It is irrelevant to fall and spooky season. I just like Jodi Picoult's books, and I hadn't read this one. I always like to pick out a book from an author I know when I go to the library, so in case I don't like the other random books I picked, I know that I'll at least like one. And then I got these two books by Mary Kubica. I read this book by her. My friend loaned it to me, and it was excellent. I loved it. So I wanted to see what else she had to offer, and this is what she has to offer. Or at least this is what my local library has to offer for her, of her. Both are mysteries. I could read a mystery at any point in the year, but obviously they're great for the fall time, because you just want to be scared pretty much all the time in October. Am I right? I'm not. I pretty much never want to be scared. There's a good chance this ghost one will give me nightmares, but it'll be fun. This is probably at least 2 cups of flour, right? Yeah, for sure. Welcome to day 3 of our reset. I was originally gonna do this in 2 days, but I pretty much never stick to my timeline when it comes to anything. So no surprise that we're on day 3 already. Today we are baking a fall treat. Now originally I was gonna make these chai cinnamon rolls, but then I was reading through the recipe and I saw that you had to make your own dough, which involves yeast, and I do not do yeast. So then I researched some more and found out that you could use pizza dough as your cinnamon roll dough if you didn't want to make your own dough, but it was just stressing me out. It was a very complicated recipe, and on top of that, I didn't really want a warm snack because it's still pretty hot out, as you can tell by my sleeveless attire. So we're gonna put the cinnamon rolls on hold until it's colder and I have more willpower. And instead today we are gonna make a chai cake. I've got my baking dress on. I just decided it was my baking dress today. It's also my cleaning dress, which I decided in my last video, because I wore it to clean, never wore it to clean before, realized how comfy it is to wear for cleaning and thought it would be fun to wear for baking too. Do I feel a little bit like a 1950s housewife? Yes. Is that the lifestyle I aspire to achieve? No. But I can look the part without being the part sometimes. You know what I mean? This dress is comfortable, that's all. Okay, so preheat oven to 350 degrees. Done. Grease a 9x9 inch light metal baking pan. Okay, well, all I have is an 8x8. Off to a good start. In a medium bowl, whisk together all the things. 2 1/4 cups of all-purpose flour. Where is the cup measurement? This is 3/4, and I usually use this for cooking because close enough in cooking usually works out fine. I know that's not the case with baking. 1 cup. 1, 2, a teaspoon of cardamom. Can someone explain to me why cardamom is so expensive? It was $13 on sale, normally $19. Will it cure illnesses? Is it a love potion? Does it stop constipation? You better solve my life problems. So, okay, let's chat while we bake about something other than baking. So in my fall reset guide last year, I talked about morning routines, morning menus, and how I like to adjust my routine for each season, because you can't expect yourself to stick to the same routine in every season because you're gonna have different energy levels. Like the temperature is different, the daylight hours are different. Shoot, did I put 1 scoop of cinnamon in there? Or did I already put 2? This is why I don't usually chat and bake. Baking is usually a very solitary thing for me. Oh my God, should I watch it back? I'm gonna watch it back. It was 1 scoop, I just did 1 scoop. Now, what on earth was I talking about? Routines. Yeah, so you don't need the same routine for every season. You shouldn't expect yourself to do the same routines every season. And so like as part of my fall reset last year, I took some time to think about my morning menu, because I like menus instead of a routine. I'm not gonna rehash the whole thing. If you wanna know more about the menus, you can watch last year's fall reset guide. Anyways, this year I don't really need to think that much about my menu. I kind of already know what it is, but I do want to take this time to remind you to think about your routines and habits for the fall. I personally have a few habits that I would like to either carry into the fall from summer or that I would like to start. So one habit I would like to continue is actually getting up when my alarm clock goes off. This is a bad habit that I've developed in my work from home life, where my alarm will go off. Wait, am I putting the right amount of this in? My alarm will go off and I will snooze it. I did not used to be a snoozer, and I think that's because I had a very finite amount of time to get up, get ready, and be somewhere at a specific time. Now I don't don't really have that. So I know, such a terrible problem to have, Morgan. Anyways, I've read that it's actually really bad for your energy levels if you repeatedly snooze your alarm and go back to sleep, because you're not actually getting really any sleep during that time. You're just like waiting for the alarm to go off again. You'd be better off just getting up even though you're super tired. So I'm trying to be better about doing that. This week specifically, I have done it twice. So, you know, still a lot of time for me to start failing, but right now we're succeeding. And I have noticed that when I just get up, when my alarm goes off, I do feel a lot less anxious in the morning because I'm not starting my day off already feeling kind of behind. Honestly, I think the biggest reason why I don't get out of bed is because David often gets up earlier than me, feeds Goose, then comes back to bed, and then Goose comes into bed and he snuggles with me. And somebody explained to me how I'm supposed to get up when Goose is snuggling with me. It's an impossible task. Did I already put a scoop of this in or not? I don't want to watch this back again. You know what? I'm just gonna risk it. If there's too much nutmeg, there's too much nutmeg. Okay, so that's a habit I'm working on. I talk about some other habits I'm hoping to incorporate into fall in my bonus video over on Patreon this month. So if you want to hear more, go check that out. I do post bonus videos over on Patreon every month. So if you're craving some more comforting, cozy content, go join us over there. But okay, I'm gonna focus on making this cake because if I keep doing this, that is gonna turn out really poorly. All right, so start the baking montage now. All right, 12 hours later and the cake is done. May the first bite commence. Not bad, cook. As in like me, Morgan cook, not cook like I'm the cook, because this isn't cooking, this is baking. I'm just saying good job to myself, that's all. So I made the cake all last night, but then I had to let the cake cool before I could do the chai milk soak. I've never soaked a cake before, so I thought that was interesting. But I didn't have time for the cake to cool because I had to go to a beach volleyball game. And then when I got home, I wasn't really in like a cake soaking sort of mood, so I waited and I did the rest this morning. A lot of the reviews on this recipe said that it was extremely sweet, and I'm not like a huge sweet person, so I pretty much cut all of the sugar in half that it called for in the recipe. Maybe not half, maybe like 3/4. I didn't put as much sugar in the recipe as it called for. And then for the chai soak, I only did half the amount of the sweetened condensed milk, and even in the frosting, I only did half the amount of powdered sugar. Also, the frosting made a lot. I have a lot of leftover frosting, so I'll have to find something else to use that for. If you have another recipe for something with cream cheese frosting on it, let me know. Goose, you can't have the chai cake, I'm so sorry. Okay, so now this is the last step in my fall reset. I am catching up on my scrapbook journaling for the summer. I started doing this last year as just like a low stakes kind of creative outlet. It was something that's purely just for me. I'm not like sharing it with the internet. I mean, I'm kind of sharing it with the internet right now because we're working on it together at the moment. But like, I'm really the only one looking back at these pages. It's purely for my own enjoyment and just documenting memories that were really important to me. Sir. Okay, I'll eat another bite of the cake. I'm gonna need some milk with this. Goose, do not eat the cake while I'm gone. I'm watching you. Goose. No, I see your snoot. Keep the snoot away. Okay, sir, I'm back. Anyways, it's a nice way to document my memories for myself. Goose, can you sit, please? Goose, don't look at me like you don't know how to sit. Sit. Thank you. Okay, now I'll take another bite of the cake. Goose, should we see if Dad wants a bite of the cake? Or shall she? You want to try a bite of the cake?
Of course. Do I just get one bite?
You can have two, I guess.
That's good. Very moist.
It's the soak. Okay, so well, I don't know what I was saying anymore. I'm gonna catch up on my scrapbooking from earlier this summer. That's the moral of this story. And then I'm also gonna write my end of summer letter to myself. So at the end of last year, I wrote a letter to myself at the end of this year. And then at the end of winter this year, I wrote a letter to myself at the end of this year. And the full year one, that's a little bit longer. The winter one's a little bit shorter. It's more, okay, Goose, I'm gonna gonna finish the cake. Oh, God. Goose, I should probably look up if you can have chai before I let you lick this plate. Goose, you shouldn't have it. Nutmeg can lead to vomiting, diarrhea, and neurological problems. Do you want neurological problems? The fact that you're drooling on my leg says yes, but I'm sorry, buddy. I'll give you a little bit more frosting. Okay, here you go, sir. That's all. But the winter letter is much shorter than the full year letter. It's more of just like a check-in. Like I just answer a few questions really briefly, like what my mood was like, what TV shows I was watching, what I was reading. I'll put the whole list of questions over here probably. So if you want to do the same thing, you can do that. And then I just fold up the letter and it goes in my journal so that I can, you know, see what I was up to in winter 2025. Okay, yes, Goose.
So I got distracted by Goose and I just never ended this video, so we're doing it now with a montage. If you enjoyed this video, please make sure to give it a thumbs up. That helps tell the YouTube minions to show it to more people, and if you haven't subscribed already, make sure to do that as well because the YouTube minions love that. Thank you so much for being here and resetting for fall with me. If you haven't already, make sure to give yourself a self high five because I'm proud of you, which means you should be proud of you too, okay? And I will see you all in the next video. Bye.